Good morning. Yes, guys. Yes, the lads. Welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. And good morning. How are you doing this early morning? Cossy back again with another transfer update, Arsenal news, Arsenal transfer news, and all the updates around our big, lovely club. Good morning to all of you wherever you are, parts of the world. I'm really delighted to greet you this early morning with a big update. Of course, we're going to speak about a couple of things. Fabrizio Romano yesterday was speaking on Twitch, as well as giving us a very big update on Twitter. Peter O'Rourke, and I'm so sorry, I should have done a Peter O'Rourke update yesterday, but I was a little bit fixed, so I didn't do a Peter O'Rourke. I didn't really do a Peter O'Rourke update yesterday. So we're gonna speak about Peter O'Rourke and what he said about Ben White, because he said Ben White has already confirmed this move to some of his England teammates. Beautiful, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Donny van der Beek. We do have an update around Donny van der Beek from Fabrizio Romano. He was speaking on the Here We Go podcast and said, "Look, Arsenal have been linked with Donny van der Beek. I don't see that happen." So we'll speak about Donny van der Beek in a minute. We shall speak about Manuel Locatelli, courtesy of Fabrizio Romano. Granit Xhaka is so close. Roma have started to step up their interest, and they have started to step up their bid for the player. So probably we should speak about that as well. Sam Johnston could be the next goalkeeper Arsenal signing. Well, look, Sam Johnston, maybe we will discuss Sam Johnston at a greater length, look at his ability and disability, but I don't think it's the goalkeeper Arsenal need, really. But we will discuss that and more. Do smash a like on the video. Do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you have turned on the notification bell. Give me a comment. What do you think about all the stories we are going to discuss about today? I've asked you a big question in the chat. Make sure you do get involved. Is Ben White world class? So, it's a simple question. What is your opinion on that? Is Ben White a world-class defender? Let's get into it. All right then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. I do welcome you back to the podcast and back to the channel. Cossy here, discussing early transfer news from the Arsenal sources and many of the pundits that we can actually get to and we can follow. So let us start off with the Ben White deal, because that is the biggest story around today, this early morning. The story that we haven't actually reported about. The rest of these will be kind of a recycle, but the Ben White story is one that we have actually not really looked at. So Peter O'Rourke, one of those big freelance journalists in the UK, was speaking to the Football Terrace yesterday, and I urge you, please check out channels like the Football Terrace, check out channels like AFTV, check out channels like the Deluded Guna. I think they do have good content, and at times I go there and share my views, and at times also pick up notes here and there. So Peter O'Rourke was speaking to the Football Terrace yesterday. Of course, he was discussing all things transfers, speaking about Ben White, speaking about Lokonga, speaking about the likes of Varane and a couple of other stories. And this is what he had to say. We're going to look at some of the quotes that have been that have come out of the media. But one of the things that he said is Ben White has been telling many of his England teammates that this deal is done. The player expects to be an Arsenal player at the beginning of the season. He has turned down offers from Everton and Chelsea. I'll repeat that. The player has confirmed to many of his teammates that he will be an Arsenal player at the beginning of the season. Right? And what's more interesting is he expects to be an Arsenal player by the beginning of this season. So this is what Peter O'Rourke had to say. According to Give Me Sport, he said journalist Peter O'Rourke recently revealed that Brighton defender has his heart set on a move to Arsenal this summer and expects to be playing for the Gunners at the start of the season. Speaking on the football terrace, O'Rourke said the defender has his heart set to a move to the Emirates. I think he wants to stay down the south predominantly as well, so that puts Arsenal in a very good position to finalize the move. The journalist added that he's been telling some of his England teammates that the deal is pretty much done. He expects to be an Arsenal player at the start of next season. So Ben White has actually been telling, look, news and transfer news never gets inside. It never gets inside. It's always gonna come outside. So apparently Ben White has been telling many of his England teammates that the deal is pretty much done. Actually, according to Fabrizio Romano, personal terms are agreed. However much the likes of the Evening Standard have come out and said personal terms won't be a problem. Not yet agreed, but won't be a problem. Fabrizio, and I do trust Fabrizio 100% because I trust his sources as well. He said personal terms are done. Personal terms are agreed. I mean, what came out was 120k, 120,000 contract. With a duration of almost 5 years. That is the contract we offered to Ben White, according to sources. Now, Peter O'Rourke says the deal is pretty much done, and this is what Ben White is actually telling many of his statements. Of course, there's a big question there. We've got to pause. There's a big question there, but let us try to get some of the quotes from Peter O'Rourke from his interview yesterday and try to get to understand the situation between Arsenal, Ben White, and Brighton. So he said yesterday, he did say that, no issues on this one. This one will really speed up now that England and the Euros are finished. Ben White was obviously away representing his country, so no deal could happen there. And I spoke about that. We spoke about that last week, and I said the Ben White deal. The problem with it, the problem it had is there's no way you are gonna sign this guy when he was still on international duty. There was absolutely no way. Absolutely no way. It was always going to be very difficult because the player had set his mind, to national duty, and Southgate had told the players not to get involved into transfers. It's the same thing with Jadon Sancho. It's the same thing with Jack Grealish. The same thing with Aaron Ramsdale. It's the same thing with Ben White. The manager actually asked them not to take part in transfer business while in the Euros because they needed their maximum concentration, and you do understand that. And on Sunday, when the Euros were over, actually I think it was a Monday, I came and say that I think now we shall see the big transfer names getting to settle. Where does Ben White settle? Where does Emmanuel settle? Where does Jack Grealish settle? And things like that. And this is what Peter O'Rourke is saying, that however much the player has actually been telling his teammates that the deal is pretty much done, there was not much we could do to finalize the deal. We couldn't put him on medical. We couldn't agree personal terms with him. We couldn't actually, get him to sign, personal terms and things like that. We couldn't actually discuss with the player, in person because he was away for national duty. So Peter O'Rourke continues and says, now that the tournament is done, Ben White will probably want to try and get this move tied up before he goes away for a break. I can see something happening for Ben White later this week or the start of next week. Big up my man Peter O'Rourke. Give him a follow on Twitter. Make sure you give him a follow on Twitter. Great lad, top man, and great journalist, Pete O'Rourke. So he says, now that the tournament is over, Ben will probably want to tie down this deal before he goes away for a break. I can see something happening with Ben White later this week or at the start of next week. So, of course, today is Thursday, and I think we have 3 days now. 3 days Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Sunday, there isn't much business to deal with on Sunday. So it is the 3 days. So he says later this week, and he was speaking on a Wednesday. So he said later this week, probably Thursday or Friday, you could have something big coming out of the negotiation rooms. And yesterday, Fabrizio gave us an update. Of course, we're still looking at the Peter O'Rourke interview, but Fabrizio was speaking about the Ben White deal, and he said the talks are progressing very well. Something could happen in the coming days. That is what Fabrizio said yesterday. And if you go on his official Twitter handle, he put in very well that Arsenal are now focusing on Ben White. Deal is progressing. Talks are progressing with Brighton after Olympique Marseille signing William Saliba on loan. So Peter O'Rourke says it could be this week. It could be early next week that we could see Ben White actually getting into that Arsenal side and maybe getting to get that deal done. Right. He also says that Arsenal are pretty much confident that they have done enough to get this deal done. Convince the player of the project that Mikel is trying to work on at the Emirates Stadium. So Ben is seemingly fully on board with that. He wants to become an Arsenal player despite interest from other clubs. Right? Arsenal pretty much confident. Let's take this slowly. Arsenal pretty much confident they've done enough in this deal. These are not my words. This is according to Peter O'Rourke. If you want to read this interview, go to let me just get the name of this publication. Go to quoteoffside.com or visit givemesport.com, or you can visit the Football Terrace and then look out for that interview with Peter O'Rourke. It is there. It was published yesterday, and I think you'll have great content there. So make sure you do check out those sources so that you don't actually have to think this is a hoax. Right. So he says Arsenal are pretty much confident of this deal. The player is also confident enough of this deal, and Arsenal think they have done enough to get the deal done. Convince the player of the project Mikel Arteta is trying to work on at the Emirates Stadium, and Ben White seemingly is fully on board. He wants to become an Arsenal player. So I think, look, in terms of getting the deal done, that one is still one step away, according to Gianluca Di Marzio. Says that is one step away. But in terms of convincing, in terms of doing enough, I think personally as well, according to the reports I've read, according to the sources I've looked at and analyzed, I think Arsenal have done pretty much enough to get Ben White to the Emirates Stadium. I think we've done enough. We are almost tripling the players' wages, like times 3. We are giving him times 3 at the Emirates Stadium, a 5-year contract, and enough playing time at a top side at a top side team like Arsenal. I think that's enough. I think that's enough to convince a player, unless they do not want to join you, unless they don't want to play for you, because there is no way Brighton he's gonna say I'm downgrading. He's not downgrading. It's an upgrade. It's a massive upgrade in the career of Ben White. At 23 years of age, you move to Arsenal. Your market value moves from 55 million euros or million pounds, wherever the semantics are, to 75 or 80 million euros. Imagine if Ben White moves to Arsenal at 55 million, gets 2 good seasons, and then Madrid come knocking on the door. Madrid wouldn't sign someone wouldn't sign Ben White for 75. PSG, right? PSG, because they can do that. So imagine PSG coming knocking on the door 2 years later, after 2 consistent good years of Ben White. They're gonna buy you for 75, 85 million pounds, and you're gonna go down in the books, and that's what you're working for. So I think in terms of in terms of getting the player on board, I think Arsenal have done well. I think well done to Edu and well done to Mikel. In terms of getting Brighton on board, well, I think we have done as well. We have done well as well, because the evaluation, right from the beginning, the evaluation was always around 55 million, and Arsenal first came in with a bid of around 40 million. It was rejected, but it was a decent bid. I mean, it's like you're selling your property, you're selling your sofa set in your house, and I'm not really saying he's like a sofa set, but it's like you're selling your sofa set in your house, and then you have a price tag of around 1 million, and then someone comes in with a bid with a first bid of around 800,000. That is that is quite decent. That is quite close. I think that's the good thing Arsenal did. Getting a decent bid to Brighton, and also getting a decent offer to the player as well. So I think it was really, really decent. And Arsenal are now very, very confident that they have done everything possible to get the deal done over the line. Peter Ork continues and says, Everton showed interest. There was even talk that Chelsea were going to hijack the deal as well. But I think Arsenal so far are in advance. But I think Arsenal so far are so far advanced in this one. Personal terms won't be an issue. And it says it's just trying to sort out the fee with Brighton. But I think Brighton will reluctantly agree to probably selling Ben White for between 55 million with add-ons. A great opportunity for Ben White to go to Arsenal and try to help them get back among the top four and try to boost his chances of breaking into the England team. Never mind the squad. Build on what he's done in the first 18 months or so. Right then, lads. That is the update from Piet Orok. Pete Orok, he was speaking to the Football Terrace yesterday, and he did confirm that Ben White deal. So one of the interesting things I picked out of his interview, I did look at it, I did listen to it, and I think I will re-listen to it, and of course I've read it to you, almost word per word, regarding the Ben White, the Ben White transfer. But one of the things I loved about it is he actually takes us through step by step. Everton's interest, Chelsea's interest, but Arsenal are very advanced in this one. And Brighton will reluctantly take around 55 million pounds with add-ons. Our bid is around 48 million pounds plus 6 million pounds in add-ons. That makes it around 55 million pounds in total. So what Brighton have always wanted is simple. They have always wanted that 50 million that 50 million to be guaranteed payments, and then to get some add-ons, right? So they've wanted something like 48 or 49 or 50 million pounds in guaranteed payments. Whether the player does well or doesn't actually do well, they will get their money. That's all they have always asked for from Arsenal. And then plus some little add-on, plus some add-ons. And I think this deal, like Peter Ork says, it's a done deal. The player has been convinced. Brighton are convinced, and Arsenal are confident. It's just a matter of time, guys. It's either Peter Ork says it's either this week or earlier next week. No, that is when we shall actually get the concrete basic news around around this guy. Please do smash the like button, people. We are at 37 likes. That is very, very low. Let's smash that like button to we are close to 40. Let's get in 5 more likes and get them to 40 as soon as possible. 5 more likes, get them to 40 as soon as possible. I asked you a big question on the chart today, on the poll, and I said, do you think Ben White is a world-class player? That was my question, my humble question to you guys in the chat. Do you think Ben White is a world-class player? I would love to get your thoughts in. I would love to get your your opinions in. Is he world class? Is he a mediocre? Is he average? Let me know down in the comment section. But like whether he's mediocre, whether he's world class, whether he's average, Peter Orok says the deal is so close. Arsenal are close to closing this one. They are confident of closing it, and should be this week or early next week. What do you think about Ben White, guys? Then, is he world class? Is he average? Overrated? Overhyped? Underrated? Great potential? One for the future? What do you think? Use any descriptive words you can to get me the right description of your Ben White in your head. Right. Let's speak about Donny van der Beek for a minute. Let's speak about Donny van der Beek for a minute. Fabrizio was reacting to the Donny van der Beek saga around Arsenal. Obviously, like I said, we are linked with so many midfielders because our midfield is in a bad state, and that's what happens when you have a midfield, or a position that is in a bad state. You're always going to have to be linked with so many players. There's so many players that are always going to be linked with you. If your right back is bad, you're gonna be linked with a couple of right backs. If your midfield is bad, you're gonna be linked with a couple of midfielders. So Fabrizio was speaking about the latest on Donny van der Beek, and actually he said, no, it won't happen. It won't really happen. And I think nothing new to my it's not to my surprise that Arsenal will not be signing in Ben White. Will not be signing in Donny van der Beek, because I don't think United would want to sell to a rival, and I think the player wouldn't want to take a step down, because from United to Arsenal now, it's a step down. Yes, he wants he wants to play regularly, and Arsenal would give him that. Honestly, we would give him the opportunity to play regularly on a regular basis, but maybe if it's a loan deal to Real Madrid or a loan deal to a club like Atletico Madrid, but I think he's gonna stay. I think he'll stay with Manchester United. I don't see Donny van der Beek really move to Arsenal or anywhere. But it's a player I would want. And last summer, I still remember I was absolutely disappointed that Manchester United signed him without a fight. I thought Arsenal, would have put a fight for Donny van der Beek, because we were in need of a midfielder then, and United signed him for a bargain, for pennies, honestly. So Donny van der Beek, there is nothing, absolutely nothing. According to Fabrizio Romano, the player will not be joining Arsenal, and United will not want to sell to a rival at this point in time as well. An update around Lokonga. An update around Lokonga. Fabrizio was tweeted yesterday. We were about to go to sleep, so many of you were asleep when we did that story. And Fabrizio did the story and tweeted this about Lokonga and said, "This one is now an Arsenal player. This one is now an Arsenal player. Paperwork was signed 3 days ago. Medicals completed. The first half was completed in the Netherlands. The second half completed in England." He says, "I can confirm that Albert Sambi Lokonga is now an Arsenal player." I don't feel so excited. It's like I don't believe it. And there are also many reports that we could see an announcement either today, tomorrow, or something like on a Sunday or Saturday. So watch out for the announcement of Albert Sambi Lokonga. The moment they announce him, I will come live. The moment we announce him, I will come live. So Albert Sambi Lokonga, Fabrizio says this one is pretty much a done deal. Is pretty much an Arsenal player at the moment. Paperwork signed, contract signed until 2026. He is an Arsenal man. No questions about that. So Lokonga, an Arsenal player. Ben White this week or next week. And Nuno Tavares, shirt number 20, officially announced. We have started going to the bottom of it. However much it is so slow. It is so slow. We need to speed up. We need to give it some pace. But I think we are actually doing really, really well. So guys, if you want to give me if you want to get the latest around Arsenal news, it is Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Ask me any question you want, and I'll be able to speak to you directly on Twitter. Check out Twitter, right? Check out Twitter, and you'll be the first person to know whatever I post. You'll be the first person to know whatever I post. We're going to speak about a couple of other updates. Manuel Locatelli, Granit Xhaka, Joe Willock, and Sam Johnston. And let's start off with Sam Johnston. Now, Arsenal looking for a new goalkeeper. A new backup goalkeeper. Runason doesn't seem really to be on point. Doesn't really seem to be on point. And Arsenal have decided that they will make Arthur Okonkwo our third choice goalkeeper, and we shall also sign in a new homegrown backup goalkeeper. So our two options have always been Aaron Ramsdale and Sam Johnstone. However, a deal for Aaron Ramsdale seems very, very unlikely because of the price tag that has been put at the back of the player. And maybe Arsenal now looking at Sam Johnstone from West Bromwich Albion. West Bromwich Albion's goalkeeper Sam Johnstone could be our backup goalkeeper. Like I said, there's some players that I really don't rate, and there's some players that I really don't know much about. Sam Johnstone, I can't really come out and say Johnstone is a bad goalkeeper. I don't rate Johnstone. Now I think I'll need to try to analyze. He's a young goalkeeper, very very young goalkeeper. So maybe he needs a try. Maybe he needs to get some love from this Arsenal side. So what do you think about Sam Johnstone going for joining Arsenal? Maybe as our backup goalkeeper to Bernard Leno. Granit Xhaka. This is where we are. Let's smash the like button, people. We are at 50 likes. Let's get into let's get in some more 10 comments and make them 60. 10 more likes to get them to 60. Let's get in some more 10 likes, and then get them to 60. So we have a big update from Ekran Corner, still around Granit Xhaka. Of course, Ekrem Corner is the man that gave us the Manuel Locatelli update yesterday. So Ekran Corner says Granit Xhaka to Roma. Granit Xhaka has agreed personal terms with AS Roma. He expects to join AS Roma as soon as possible. Arsenal have decamped to the end of talks, but AS Roma between Arsenal have decamped to the end of talks between AS Roma. Small details are discussed. Arsenal will earn 15.5 million euros from this transfer deal. So it looks like slowly and slowly and slowly, this is 1 hour ago, slowly and slowly, Xhaka is closer and closer to an Arsenal exit. Very, very close. And that for me proves the fact that we will bring in someone. We will bring in someone. It is either Ruben Neves, Houssem Aouar, or Manuel Locatelli. We are really looking at so many at the moment, and I think it's only justifiable because you can never be sure. You can never put all your eggs in one basket, and it's a very, very crucial technical area. Very, very technical in terms of in terms of its responsibilities, in terms of its what you have to have as a player. But I think with Granit Xhaka and the deal, Roma are never gonna pay that 20 million euros Arsenal is asking for. They will never pay it. They will never pay it. I think what Arsenal need to do is just calm down, let Roma, propose their bids, and if we get around 15 to 20 million euros, around in between there, I think we should take it. I think we should take it. It's taking a lot of time, and it's taking all the time we would use to get in a possible replacement. Imagine if Xhaka leaves at the end of this month. When do you get a replacement? When do you get in a number 10? When do you restructure? So I think we should take what is on the table. Xhaka wants to leave. Many Arsenal fans want him to leave. And I think it's time up for Granit Xhaka. Let's get in whatever we can get and move on. That is my opinion, humble opinion. What do you think, guys? We are at 60 likes. Thanks, everybody. We hit 60 likes. Let's get them to 70. 10 more likes to do that. I do appreciate everyone. 10 more likes to do that. We are 100 people watching. We can't have less than 60, less than 100 likes. So smash the like button, people. If you're live watching with me and you're not scam and you're an Arsenal fan and you love the podcast, smash the like button. Let's get them at least to 70 in the next 2 minutes. So lastly, the last two stories I would love to discuss this early morning is Joe Willock and Manuel Locatelli. I will discuss Joe Willock first, and then we shall go to Manuel Locatelli. Let me just try to get my update around Joe Willock. Should retweet this as well. The Mirror are actually saying Arsenal are interested in signing both Houssem Aouar and James Maddison, but the Gunners have not made any offers yet. For James Maddison. They're planning to sell some players before making the move for James Maddison. It's coming in from the Mirror very, very early, today, and the Mirror are also saying that English defender Ben White is also very close to joining for Arsenal on a fee of around 50 million euros from Brighton. While underaged midfielder Sambi Lokonga is an Arsenal player, and an official announcement should come out in the next 24 hours. So that is an update from the Mirror. That's an update from the Mirror. We're gonna speak Joe Willock. Make sure you do follow me on Twitter, and you'll be getting the latest. You'll be getting the latest around Arsenal transfers. I've retweeted that. I've retweeted the update. I've already put it on Twitter. The update around the update from the Mirror. So I put it on my Twitter handle if you want to watch it, if you want to see it. Great content, great retweets, and great tweets from me, the man himself, myself. Right. Before we go into any further, let's talk about a minute about Lucas Torreira, because Torreira has apparently been speaking about his future. And this is what we have at the moment. Lucas Torreira is currently training back home in Frei Bentos. So he will be discussing the possibility of staying at Arsenal, but he has also had offers to go back to Italy, where he extremely felt comfortable, and will analyze those possibilities as well. So with Lucas Torreira, look, I don't want to say that he didn't fit in Mikel Arteta's team, because I don't think he got a chance. But the language is a problem. Yes, the player could be a good player, but the language, the means of communication, are a problem. And I think the culture and I don't want to call it cultural shock, but he failed to adapt to the culture in the UK. He just failed. He did well in Italy. I think he did well in Spain, not in terms of football, but in terms of adapting. But when it came to England, I think he failed. I think he absolutely failed to adapt to the climate and the environment there. And I think he might go to. I think Arsenal should lower the asking price. We are asking for too much that the clubs that are interested can actually get, and we are never going to use him. So I think we should ask for something around 15 to 25 million euros still, 15 to 20 million euros. And I think anything between 15 to 18 to 19 should get the deal done. Lazio are interested in Lucas Torreira. The player wants to go. He's just tired of playing in the UK. And I don't see this one stay. I don't see him stay at Arsenal. But let us discuss Joe Willock, because the Telegraph, as reported by the Telegraph Sport, Willock is initially likely to return to on a loan spell at the St. James's Park, and Arsenal, who are very wary of agreeing to a permanent deal at this stage, could even offer the player a contract extension to protect the value of their asset. So with Joe Willock, this is what is happening. The Telegraph have reported that the deal is so close for Joe Willock to go back to Newcastle. However, Arsenal are thinking about giving him a contract extension, extending his contract so that they can actually protect his value, right? And then sending him back on loan. There are many reports, and this is why at times transfers could be crazy. There are many reports that Joe Willock is going to be part of this Arsenal side, but with Albert Sambi Lokonga now coming in, I think Willock will have to excuse himself. As a player, I think he's a mid-table player. As a person, I think he's a mid-table player. I don't see him as a big team player. I don't see him as a big game changer. I see him, great at Everton, great at Newcastle, probably great at Southampton and Arsenal, at United, and Liverpool. I don't see Joe Willock as a Calvin Phillips, because there is that there is that build of players you look at, and you believe maybe he was made for the big stage. I think Calvin Phillips was made for the big stage. I think it's awesome, absolutely awesome to watch. But for Joe Willock, I don't think was made for the big stage, honestly. Unless I'm wrong, because I could be wrong. But I don't think was made for the big stage. So he's going to go back to Newcastle on loan. He did well, absolutely well. Scored goals there, made assists. He was revamped, honestly. But I think he's there. He's doing well at Newcastle because that is what he can do. Honestly, that is what he can do. There is nothing more he can do. It is Newcastle. If you fail to prove yourself at Newcastle, where will you play football? So I think it will be a very great loan deal to Joe Willock, because as a player, he's gonna get the game time. And I mean, he's not losing anything. It's not like Arsenal will be playing in the in the Europa League or the Champions League, and he will be missing. No, so better better that way. He goes back to Newcastle, and let's get that done, guys. Let's Edu, Mikel. If you're not going to use the player, let that get done as well. We have smashed 80 likes. Thanks everybody for doing that. Let's get them to 100 now. 20 more likes to do that. 20 more likes. Let's get them to 100. You lads are the big, are the real ones. If you're a real one, and all the love you're showing me in the comments is not fake, do smash a like on the video. Do smash a like on the video right now. Do smash a like on the video right now. Let's get them to 100 likes. The next time I check, we should be at 100 likes. 20 more likes to do that. Thanks everybody. You guys are the real ones. Right. So Joe Willock, I think it's just a matter of time. It's a good deal. Going back to Newcastle, it's a good deal. I absolutely don't disagree with it. I don't disagree with it. So with the Manuel Locatelli deal, an update. Of course, Fabrizio spoke about it yesterday, and he tweeted about it yesterday. What came out yesterday was an update from Ekrem Kona, and it was saying that Arsenal have actually offered the best financial package to Sassuolo, and they have actually outbid Juventus. That was the update, and we talked about it yesterday in great detail. And one of the things I really loved about it was the fact that, despite the fact that Arsenal know that Juventus are actually the favorites to sign the player, they are always still pushing. So I mean, he said that we have offered the best financial offer and package for Manuel Locatelli. It's around 40 million euros or 45 million euros in between there, and Juventus are struggling to meet the valuation of Sassuolo. Could he be coming home? Could it be that he's leaving Rome to come home? It's a big question with Manuel Locatelli. It's a big question. And of course, he said that the player wants Juve, but Edu will try to speak to Manuel to try to convince him to join Arsenal. What you have is the fact that if Manuel signs, Ruben Neves doesn't sign. Our deal becomes a little bit, goes in the air. It becomes a little bit difficult. But if Manuel doesn't sign, then the our deal or the Ruben Neves deal become very, very possible. Do smash a like on the video. Do get in your likes. Do get in your comments as well. I would love to know what you guys are thinking about and what you guys are talking about. Make sure you do smash a like on the video, and make sure you're giving us your opinion in the chat as well, because I'll be reading your comments. I'll be looking at some of your comments, right? I'm going to be looking at some of your comments very, very soon. Jesse says, hi, Cossy. Good morning, Jesse. Hope you're doing well this early morning. A good morning, Cossy. Watching you from Kampala. Big up, Joel. Hope you're doing well today. Morning, Cossy. Morning, Waiswa. Lauren says, good morning, Blood. Watching from Botswana, but I'm Ugandan. Wow, that's brilliant. That's really brilliant. Good morning to you, Cossy. This is Evans. Good morning to you, Jonathan. Good morning as well. Good morning. Jonathan says, how did you know Ben is a world class? What are the things that make him a complete world class player? What are the things that make a complete world class player? Well, it depends on where you're playing. It depends. They vary. And I didn't say Ben is a world class player. I asked a question in the chat. I asked, is Ben White world class? It was more of a question. It's more of a question. We have 4 more likes, guys. We have 4 more likes away from our target. Let's get that done. We have 4 more likes away from our target. Follow me on Twitter. You'll be able to get all your questions answered. Just ask your question, right? Just ask your question on one of my posts, and then I'll be able to reply. So I didn't say Ben White was world class. I said, is Ben White world class? It was more of a question. Did I put a question mark? If I didn't, oh, it's not. I didn't put a question mark. It's ridiculous. I should have put a question mark there. But my question is Ben White world class? It's a question. And you've asked me what makes a player world class. I think Sergio Ramos is world class. I think Eden Hazard is world class. I think Thomas Partey is world class. I think Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is world class. I think who else? I think Kevin De Bruyne is world class. So to determine if a player is world class, you're looking at, first and foremost, you're looking at what he does on the pitch. You're looking at his statistics. You're looking at things like consistency. You're looking at things like, and you're comparing him to the great legends. So that is why I asked you guys, is he world class? Right? So Ramos, if you compared Ramos to Puyol, because Puyol was world class, Puyol is a legend. If you compare Ramos to Bonucci, if you compare Ramos to Chiellini, it tells you Ramos is world class. Right? It tells you, if you just imagine if you compare Rob Holding to Chiellini or Bonucci, it's a disgrace, isn't it? An absolute disgrace. So that's what I'm saying. Is he world class? If you try to compare him to Rio Ferdinand, if you try to compare him to Sol Campbell, if you try to compare him to Nemanja Vidic, John Terry, if you compare him to those guys, is he in that? Do you see that he can be? He has the potential to become that, because someone might tell me because he's young. Jules Kounde is world class, right? Paul Torres is world class. At least they have shown the signs that they'll be in that category of players, unless otherwise. So make sure you do give me your opinion in the vote. How many people have voted so far? Let's try to look at it. How many people have voted at the moment? 158 people have voted. 158 people have voted. Thanks very much, everyone. That remains a lot, right? Michael, morning, Cossy. How far with Housem deal? He is the man, Michael. Michael Xhaka, Uganda. Big up. I will discuss the Housem our deal today, later in the day, when I get more information about it. Let's do smash like button, people. Let's do smash like button. Get me 10 more likes. Get me 10 more likes on the show. Much appreciated. Alex says, is Ben White a new player for Arsenal? We've talked about that. We really need him. This, according to Dominic, says we really need him. Saka hero, big up Cossy, big up Saka, big up my man in the chat. Ben White is not a world class, only he's an English player, so the environment favors him. Thank you so much, Christopher. Back again, Cossy. Will he join? It is stories. Timothy, 90% he will join. 90%. 90%. Good morning, Cossy, plus the subscribers. Good morning, Umaru. Okay, of course, do smash the like button and subscribe. Do smash the like button and subscribe. Do smash the like button and subscribe this early morning, right? Guys, good morning, Mr. Superman. You're so hardworking, Cossy. Much love to Arsenal, much love to Cossy's Arsenal podcast, much love to Angel, my love. Good morning to you. And you're up early and you're hardworking as well. I mean, women that wake up early in the morning are also not lazy. So big up to Angel in the chat. One of those people that we started with actually was Angel. So much love to you, Angel. Make sure you get enough rest. Cossy, is it true that AFC has bid 40 million euros for Locatelli and that what is this Sheffield? Are you asking? Have agreed to the bid? Or Sassuolo? Look, agreeing to the bid. The bid being agreed or accepted, that one I don't have information about it. What I have is Ekrem Kona yesterday came out and said Arsenal have actually presented the better financial offer for Manuel Locatelli. There is no information that the bid has been accepted. And actually Fabrizio said Juventus are still the favorites. Arsenal is just waiting. So the bid being accepted, that one is, I don't have that information. It could be true because there are so many sources that I don't have access to at the moment, but I don't have that information at the moment. Godwin says, good morning to you, Cossy. Good morning to you. My man Whitey says, is this real? Absolutely. It is from one of those journalists that we do trust here on the podcast, Piet Orok, right? Morning, which players are going to be bought at Arsenal? We've been speaking about that, bro. Pius says he is good one, but he's a good one, but Arsenal is just talking. No, I think we're just frustrated. Joel says thanks for what. Umar says Joel, thanks for watching. I'm also in Kampala, right? Thanks everybody. Good morning, my fellow Ugandan plus plus the subscribers. Good morning to you, bro. I hope you're doing well. Eric, back at it again. Good morning, Cossy. Good morning to you, bro. And I want to shout out, to give a shout out to all those people that we have been we've been with since last year. Shout out to you guys. You are the real ones. You are the real ones. Since last year, you guys are the real ones. May I know all the done deals for us? Now I have 4 videos about done deals. 4 videos, Pius, about done deals. So make sure you do check out the channel and on a regular basis. We have yesterday. We talked about all the done deals with Fabrizio Romano. We have 2 more videos of all done deals, all Arsenal done deals, and people have watched them. They're in around 50,000 views, and I'm surprised you've not watched them so far. Cossy Ben White is an Arsenal player. He is an Arsenal player, and I think he will fit in at Arsenal. But my question is he world class? That one has disliked. That one who has disliked this stream, it has issues. This Arsenal broadcast, how could you dislike? I mean, people do have issues. And look, it's the modern world. We've got to be. It's the modern world. We've got to be very, very. How is it called? Tolerant and taking people's opinions. So if you feel like the stream is bogus, you could just do that, maybe. But instead of giving a dislike, you would rather tell us in the comments what you disagree with, so we get to know your about your opinion. Maybe I think it would make some more sense. I don't know what you guys think. If you dislike, it doesn't tell us what you think. But if you tell us what you think, maybe it makes some more sense, right? It makes some more sense, right? So let's get to 120 likes, my guys, my lads. Let's get to 120 likes. Let us show them that the love is better than the hate. So let's get them to 120 likes just about now. Just show them that the love is better than hate, right? Cossy, that could be a massive if Arsenal get Maddison. Yeah, I mean it is the mirror that I've spoken about it. And with the mirror, you don't trust them completely. I'm saying this like seriously. You don't trust them completely. But if you get Maddison, it would be massive. Absolutely massive. Big up my man Cossy. Big up Joffrey in the chat, bro. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Admola, as well. In the morning. Good morning to you. John says, I'm sick. I'm sick tired of Ben White deal. For over 2 weeks now, you've been reporting the deal is closed. Same news. Look, I told you, and I'll say this again. It is not FIFA, guys. Some of you play PES. Some of you play career mode on FIFA. And what you do is you get money. Yeah. You get money and sign Chiesa, and you sign Ben White, and you sign Ramos, you sign Messi, and you're like, wow, Arsenal should have this squad. This is not career mode. Transfers in reality, right? Good morning to you, Glenn, my man. Good morning to you. I think we will have Glenn on today. If you have Glenn, bro, if you have time, just let us discuss that on Twitter. Should be on your channel today, and that'll be and I would request some time today. We discuss more of Arsenal keep or sell, right? So look, guys, this is not career mode, guys. It's not FIFA career mode. It is reality. You've got to wake up, and let me tell you this. Apart from being so desperate, it's like you have a house and you're selling it. At times, it's not easy. The negotiations are gonna take time. If you're dealing with Beek, I mean, if you're signing someone who's 10 million, like Nuno Tavares, 8 million euros, that one, the deal is gonna be easy. I mean, it's gonna take hours to get it done. If you're talking about 50 million and above, you're gonna have to take your time. It takes time. These deals take time. Look at how much Chelsea have been linked with Erling Haaland. It takes time. Jadon Sancho to Manchester United, 360 days plus. It takes time. Thomas Partey to Arsenal, 45 million pounds. It takes time. It takes time. You've got to understand it. Yeah. You've got to understand it. It takes time. Pick up my man, Glenn, in the chat. Sab Cossy from Wellington, New Zealand. Pick up my man as well. Average player. This is according to Pius. He says he's an average player, right? Arsenal is not a club. We are a club, guy. You know, bro. We are a club. Is Arsenal trying to play with the fans' brain or what? More especially on midfielders. I don't think they're trying to play with your brain. I think they're trying to assess their options. And it's not bad. It's never bad in the transfer window to assess your options. It has never been bad to assess your options. It has never been bad, right? Yeah, it's never been so wrong. Ben White is world-class player. Is a world-class player defender. That's according to Godwin. Cossy, Arsenal must be quick on these deals. Time is not on our side. Absolutely. I agree with you on that. Absolutely agree with you in that. Time has never been our best ally. Never our best ally. Never best ally. Our best ally. And we've got to speed up. We've got to speed it up. We've got to speed it up. I agree with you on that. We have smashed 120 likes. Let's get them to 130. All the people in the chat, thanks so much for the love. Let's have 5 more likes. 5 like this to get them to 130. 5 more likes, people. 5 more likes to get them to 130. It will be much appreciated. If you're on Twitter, check out Cossy. And then I'll follow you. I'll give you all the updates on Twitter. Make sure you do check it out. Okay, right. Football.London, just a quick one, are saying that Arsenal are still interested in chasing Yavis Bissouma from Brighton. This is according to Football.London, and it's the first time I will disregard a story from Football.London. This time I've disregarded it. It's crap. It's crap. At the moment, I'm disregarding it unless something big happens. Now, Ben White, Bissouma, at the moment, I'm disregarding it. I'm absolutely disregarding that one. But Football.London have just told us that, and I won't retweet it. I won't give it a retweet. No. But they're saying that Arsenal is still much interested in chasing Yavis Bissouma. Now, I don't believe that one. I don't believe that, really. Ben White needs some 2 consecutive seasons at a high level. Right? That is that's nice reasoning, Johnson. Natal says he is a potential world-class player. Nice show. Thank you so much, Suva. James Madison, Locatelli bid. Okay, bro. I've spoken about that from the Mirror, but I don't 100% trust the Mirror. So maybe we've got to what? We've got to wait and see what happens there. Godwin says he is not a world-class player, but there is chance to be a world-class player, especially as an Arsenal player, right? Okay, Ben White is not yet world-class player. However, he has much potential to become one in the coming few years. Thank you so much, Joel. What about Awa? I'll give you an update the moment I get it. I'll give you a concrete. There were reports today that Arsenal are close to agreeing a deal, personal terms, but I've not really seen that from a very remarkable source. So I don't want to say that as well. I don't want to talk about Awa this early morning because I don't have much information about Awa. Good morning, Walterlow. Good morning. Johnston is a very good goalkeeper. Did some research on him a couple of months ago. I'll take him. Second, Glenn, thank you so much, Glenn. This is why I really like this guy to come on the channel. At times we have our views that are contradicting, but in the end we are able to get them over the line. So Glenn, make it a point. Should you have on very, very soon and we discuss these things. Do you think Arsenal has ruled out has rushed to let Granit leave? This according to John Albert. No. I I don't think we have rushed. I don't think he's been here for 5 years. He's been average for 5 years. Truth be told, yeah, I know many people like him. I know many Arsenal fans like him, but he's been average for 5 good years. We've got to move on from him. We've got to move on. Yeah, we've got to move on, guys. We've got to move on. So I don't think Arsenal have rushed. I don't think Arsenal have rushed. Well, we are at 130 likes, 131 likes. Please give us 5 more likes. I mean, we need to make the haters that are disliking the stream feel disgusted. So if you like to show some love, I mean, it's not. It doesn't cost the money. It's free. It doesn't cost a penny. It's free of charge. Just hit the like button. 5 more likes. Let's get them to 135, right? And make them feel disliked, right? Because the love is always winning. Good morning to you, Stella. Good morning to you, Stella. Thank you for following the channel as well. Yes, he's a very, very good guy. This is according to Isaac. All right. We should just leave Locatelli with Juve and focus on Juve's Housem as the perfect partners for Thomas Partey. Thank you so much. Alex says, is there progress about Housem Awa and Bissouma? There is no progress on Bissouma. We are in talks with Housem Awa. I still feel Haaland is the best we can. I still feel Haaland is the best we can even get. Are you a Chelsea fan? Are you an Arsenal fan? I'm not really sure about that. Willock 25 million now or 10 million next year. Ray, for me, with the right offer, I sell him. With the right offer coming in, if someone tables the right offer, I would sell him. Absolutely. There is no reason as to why I don't sell Joe Willock. Right offer comes in, I sell him. Absolutely, I sell him. Let him go. No, Ben White is not coming to us. No, we're not letting you have him. This is going to Aaron. The deal is the deal is advanced. That's the problem. The deal is advanced. Yeah, deal is advanced. Good morning, Kato in the chat. Good morning, Cossy from Namibia. Good morning, my man Isao. Billy Ray says, Alba don't look the same. We need a striker. I would give him a season. I would give him a season and see. I get Sabitzer, Awa Neves, Renato Sanchez, Dimo Fries. Why? What? This is a complete squad overall, Mohamed. It's a complete squad overall. Willock, Lingard, Elneny, Nketiah holding unmeetable players. This is according to Jovre. I think there's a big point about Lingard and Willock. It's not going to be easy this year. It's going to be very, very hard year. It's going to be very, very hard year. But I still think we can do some business. We can do some business. Right. Cossy, I'm waiting from Uganda, Mubende. Thanks for the show, brother. Thank you so much. And you guys are really, really spazzed. It really shows me how broad my audience is, especially at home. Good morning, Cossy. Could you tell us who all the confirmed transfers are? Right. Ben White, not yet confirmed as an Arsenal player. Very close. Albert Sambi Lokonga is an Arsenal player. Nuno Tavares is an Arsenal player. Those are the 3 I can put my hand so that you can take it away. Big up, bro, Rican from UG. Big up, Rican, my man. One of the sources I don't trust in the file is caught offside. I wonder whether they get where they get their information. The reason Phrase, thank you so much, Phrase. The reason as to why I took in their information today is they were quoting an interview from the Football Terrace from a journalist that I watched, and a journalist that I trust, and a journalist that I follow. So it is not their work. They have actually transcribed the interview of Peter O'Rourke from the Football Terrace onto their website. They have just transcribed. It's not their work, right? It's not their work. Phrase. Cossy, why is Arsenal sending William Saliba out on loan for a player like Ben White? For me, he is not a world-class player, right? Hello here, guys. Good morning to you, Michael. Michael in UG. Good morning, bro. About this point, I'm not so excited for Locatelli because his heart is not at Arsenal. Yeah, I mean, at times you don't want to play a player that doesn't want to play for you. That is it. You don't want to play a player that doesn't want to play for you, right? Hi, Neymar Jr. Are you doing well? Best channel for Arsenal news, but Cossy, you can grow your channel if you focus on other teams, not just Arsenal. Look, I don't want to focus on other teams. Maybe I can open up another channel. I don't want to focus on other teams. I want to focus on Arsenal. Maybe I can have one episode per day for other teams, but I don't want to jeopardize my content. The problem with having many fans on the channel is you don't resonate with other fans. And this is a fan channel where we do resonate as the fans. And that's why the language we speak is similar, right? And that's why I do love the podcast. I do love this podcast. It is one of the best things that have ever happened in my life. Talking to fellow Arsenal fans around the world, in UK, in Namibia, in Zambia, in New Zealand. I just feel so happy. I just feel so happy when I speak to you guys. It would be great if I have something like the Football Terrace, speaking about probably 10 clubs. And I'm planning on doing that. But at the moment, this will stay as an Arsenal channel. But I think, you're right. I think you're right. Do smash a like on the video, guys. We are very close to 145 likes. Let's get to 5. Let's get 5 more likes and get to 145. The haters are in the bin. Sorry, haters. This is an Arsenal podcast, and many people love Arsenal. So, if you're a Chelsea fan, I think there are Spurs fans that are disliking our streams. They are Spurs fans, and what is funny, I follow Expressions Oozing, and I don't follow. I give him a like whenever, because he's a good content creator. Honestly, very very good content creator. Very very nice one. So so make sure you do smash a like on the video. We need to get them to 150. 150 very very soon. Make sure you do smash like on the video. Umaru says, I finally got you. Big up my bro, Umaru. He's on Twitter. He says, I finally got you. The vote as it stands now, 200 people have voted, and 63% of you are saying he is world class. 63% of you in the vote are saying he is world class. Guys, smash a like on the video. Let us ashame the Spurs fans. Let us ashame the Spurs fans on the stream. Who is this? Chum Kupmenes and Party CDM partnership could be great. I don't know about this guy. I don't know much about this guy, Joe. But I'll do some research on him. We need to speed up signings because of the fixtures. Mola from Kisumu, Kenya. Big up people in Kisumu, Kenya. Cossy, my friend Arteta, look very depressed. Does it mean that Arsenal will not do any sign? No, I mean Arteta's been depressed for some time now. I mean, he's having bad results, so there is no reason for him to not to be depressed. Can we, for once, act like a big club? I'm disgusted with the slow process of signing. Yeah, you're right with that. Hi, Cossy, Vincent from Kampala. Thank you so much, Vincent, for tuning in. Cossy, why Arsenal don't want to sign Onana? Arsenal want to sign Onana. The problem with the deal is Onana wants to be a first choice goalkeeper. Presently, our first choice goalkeeper is Leno. So we can't give him the first choice option that he wants. So maybe he might go to Lyon or any other club. He is something in the middle. That is Ben White. Cossy, I support you on your stand. If you mix this channel, it will be chaotic. Yeah, I mean I wouldn't stand it. At times, just imagine when one Manchester United fan comes on the show, and oh my God, it is stress. It is absolute stress. I think my man WhatsApp is a Chelsea fan, and he's really doing well in terms of getting in the respect. So we could have the other fans on, but mixing the channel, I don't think it will work. He will be world class in the future. This is according to Stella. Thank you so much for the comment. I mean, look. He's a young player. We can't close the doors. All we can do at the moment is support him and open the doors wide and wide and wide. Honestly. We can only open the doors widely for him. We are at 155 likes. We are so close to 160. You guys are the real deal. So close to 160. 4 likes. 4 likes to 160. And you guys have just made my day. You guys have just made my day. 4 likes to 160 likes. Big up everybody who has done that. Big up to you who has smashed the like button on this, on this show. You have ashamed Spurs. You have ashamed Arsenal. Look, sorry, you have ashamed Chelsea, not Arsenal. You've ashamed Chelsea. You have also ashamed the United fans. Big up. Big up. And look, guys, nobody should lie to you that Arsenal do not have money. The problem is that we don't want to spend our money. Cossy, how is the Ben White deal and Locatelli to Arsenal? Ben White very close. Locatelli is still very difficult as it was before. I think it will be a waste of money to sign Onana when we have a class goalkeeper like Leno. For me, if Leno stays at Arsenal, I have no problem with it. If we get in Onana, I have no problem with it. Is Ben about to sign Cossy? Peter O'Rourke said it could be this week, it could be early next week. Could be this week, could be early this week, right? Right. So that is it. Big up my man, Timo, always on the show. So he's a reliable journalist, and I think, you don't need to. I don't think you need to be reliable to predict the Ben White deal at the moment. I don't think really. I don't think you need to be really credible and reliable or to have a lot of inside sources to predict this deal. It will come down very, very soon. Hi, Cossy. I'm Paul Wesley from Kenya, currently in Mogotia. Please be specific so that we can be aware, especially me. Please, I need to know who is in and out. Dan deals. Paul, I've done 5 videos about Dan deals. 5 them videos about Dan deals. 5 good looking videos with my pretty face, with my good voice, with my good studio and the template. So if you want to check them out, I'm happy. Right then, lads. Hello from India. How are you doing, Ash? Hope you're doing well. Why does Arsenal loan Saliba? We've spoken about that as well, right? They say Lokonga will be loaned out after signing. Any truth on that? No. Harvey, no. There is no truth around that. No truth around that. Cossy, you are doing great. We also hope our club will follow suit, and sign the priorities, midfield and the goalkeeper. Thank you so much. When people say you're doing great and the club is not actually giving them what they want, you feel disappointed and disgusted in this Arsenal side. Really, really disgusted. Really, really disgusted. Right? We are 2 likes away from 170. You guys are the real lads. 2 likes. 2 likes away from 170. And I'm so pleased. I'm honored. I'm pleased. Chelsea to Chelsea news from my friend. Cheers to Chelsea news, my friend. Look, Chelsea. Right. Let me just make it. Right. So Chelsea want Chiesa, and they have offered 100 million for Federico Chiesa to Juve. Juventus have refused the money. They have rejected the offer, and they have refused to enter into talks for Federico Chiesa. He is untouchable. But look, Chelsea would be absolutely disgusting. They would be so good. If they got Chiesa. Absolutely so good. Cossy, Ben White is not world class, but Arsenal can make him world class. I believe that. It's the manager. Do you believe Mikel Arteta can make him world class? There's a big question there. Do you think the manager can make him world class? Because for me, that is what really matters now. Ben White. What's this? Right. Should get this to right. Here we go. Right. Leno is a world-class shot stopper, but falls short in every other goalkeeping department. We lost Martinez, who really is a genuine all-round world-class goalkeeper. Yeah, I know, but the debates, I mean, I don't want to go back to those debates, really. Do you really want Locatelli at Arsenal knowing his heart is... Look, Eden Hazard wanted to play for Arsenal. He went to Chelsea, and he became world-class. Right? And he became world-class. World-class. Luke Shaw, listen, Luke Shaw is a Chelsea fan. His heart was at Chelsea. He's at United. Nobody should lie to you. That if you, it's all about professionalism. When players sign for a new side, they want to prove this is a job. It's a career. So you can't be, I don't want to play for Arsenal. They have signed me. I won't do anything. It is your career. Players play hard so that they are called onto national teams, national duty. And with Manuel Locatelli, he's very unlucky where he plays. You have players like Nicolo Barella, you have players like Jorginho there. You have so many. You have Verratti there. You have a lot of quality. You have the likes of of Christensen. You have a lot of quality there. So if he comes to Arsenal, if he's professional, he will do the job. Honestly, he will do it. Hey Cossy, I failed to get your Twitter account, so talk more about our love you, bro. Thank you so much, Trevor. You failed to get my Twitter account. How can that be? How can that be? Everybody finds my Twitter account. How can you fail to get it? Right? Let's speak about our. Don't worry. I'm gonna speak about Howsome Hour. Don't worry about that. Just a minute. Control. So if you want my Twitter account, follow that link in the description in the comments. Follow that link in the comments, and you'll be able to find me on Twitter. So he says follow me. Says talk more about Howsome Hour. The Howsome Hour deal is pretty easy. Arsenal have put in their bid. The bid is not enough. We are waiting for that second bid. The player is open to moving to Arsenal if there is no other club that has Champions League interested. His first priorities as a player is to get Champions League. If he can't get it, then he will be able to move. He will be open to move to the Premier League with Arsenal, provided there is no other club chasing after him. The deal is around, Lyon wants around 25 to 30 million euros. Arsenal have offered below than that so far. That is where we are. I'm having this James says I'm having problems with trusting us in terms of pulling up big deals. Thanks for the updates every time, bro. Thank you so much, Timo. Big love to you, bro. Do you think Gabriel and Ben White will be a good combination? Ben White is not so good in the air. Gabriel is so good in the air. Ben White is a very calm centre back. Gabriel is not a very calm centre back. Gabriel is not so much of a leader. Ben White is not so much of a leader as well. The age bracket is almost the same. I think they can complement each other. That's all I can say. I think White and I think both of them can complement each other. Yeah, I think that will make more sense when I say that. Yeah. I think both of them can complement each other really, really well. Very close to 190 likes. Four more likes away from that. 4 more likes away from that, and we'll be at 190 likes. Right. Good morning, Cossy, calling from Silarion. What's wrong with the Onana deal? Onana wants to be first choice goalkeeper. Arsenal don't want to drop Leno. Arsenal is crazy in doing business. That is Kelly. Even Pogba is an Arsenal fan. I'm not really sure about that. Maybe if you're telling the truth. Cossy, I love the show. It's really getting us, letting us know more about our Arsenal, about our team. I'm really happy for the signings. Thank you so much. Paul. We need midfielders, Cossy, and who was that Clark who was in our defense in the previous. He's a young player. Just promoted from the under 23s. Don't worry. White is good in going forward. So is Gabriel, I think. Who, according to you, is our most ideal number 10 signing? What a question. Most ideal. Most ideal. Most ideal player. You have Madison, you have Sabitzer, who can also play there. You have Julian Brandt, who can also play there. You have Housem Awa, who can also play in that area as well. Who's the most ideal player? Ideal. Ideal means the person who could do actually a great job in that area, and the person that can actually be affordable and a doable deal, right? So I like Madison, but I would do a Masho Sabitzer. I think Sabitzer would be the most ideal player to put in that area. Where are you from, my friend? Really this early morning? From UG. I'm coming from UG. Hi, Cossy, Paul from Kenya currently. What about Neves? Neves, we are in talks with his agent. Brother, we need a sharp striker. Big up, my man. Because I think our problem is the board. They don't want to spend big money for quality players, right, guys? So many comments coming in. Hi, Cossy, thank you for the update from Kenya Nakuru. Thank you so much, Walter. Guys, we smashed 190 likes on the show. Thanks, everybody. You've been a very, very good audience. Let's get them 4 more. If you like to give me 4 more likes, 4 more likes to get them to 300. 4 more likes to get them to 200. 4 more likes to get them to 200. And according to the vote, 256 people have voted. Ben White is a world-class player. Stands at 64%. He is not a world-class player. Actually, stands at 36%. You've been a very great audience this early morning. I would love to speak to you very, very soon. And I promise, after this, we will confirm the Albert Sambi Lokonga deal today, according to reports, and I'll be back with that update. Stay tuned. Smash a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, 100 people watching and more. If you're new to the channel, do it now. Subscribe right now. Let's use 10 seconds to subscribe right now. 10, 9, 8, 7. What am I doing? Let's do it again. I'm lost, right? It's how is it called? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. So if you've subscribed in those 10 seconds, let me know in the comments. I'm going to use 1 minute to read your. Just say I've subbed. Just say I've subbed. I'm gonna be. If you've just subbed now, just now, let me know in the comments. I'm gonna use 1 minute to see that I can give you a shout out. 1 minute to give you a shout out. 1 minute to give you a shout out. 1 minute to give you a shout out. Right. I'm having. It's confirmed. I'm having Glenn on today. We're having Glenn on today. He's confirmed in my Twitter account. With his account, he's in my DM. So Glenn has confirmed. Thanks everybody for the follow on Twitter. Make sure you do follow me on Twitter for all your Arsenal updates, predicted lineups, and everything, videos and things like that. You'll be able to get the latest. You'll be able to get the latest around Arsenal if you follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Cossy, and link is in the comment section. Right? Just say I've subbed. And then I'm gonna take your comments. Paul, have subbed. At least if we can get 10 people that have subbed. Paul says I've subbed. Ash says I've subbed and love the content. Thank you so much. Luca said I subscribed. Thank you so much. I've subbed. Lex Hall says I've subbed. I've subscribed. Aid Luca is really Ben White in Arsenal. He's coming home, bro. He's coming home. is coming home. Subbed. This is Levy. Right, guys. Right, guys. You guys are the real ones. You guys are really the real ones. A shout out to Kieran for subscribing as well at this point in time. He subscribed. Kieran, thank you so much, Kieran Johnson. Much love. Right, guys. Then we will call it a show at this point in time. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'll speak to you very, very soon. We streamed for almost right. Hi, Cossy. Good morning. This is Thomas. SNL subbed. Cossy highlight on Arsenal player departure. We are gonna do that. We are gonna do that with Glenn at 3 p.m. I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna discuss with Glenn, and then I'm gonna post on my Twitter. So that's why it's good to follow me on Twitter. You'll be able to know when I'm coming live. So I'm gonna post on my Twitter, and I'll also shared with the video earlier so that you get notifications. I've subbed this according to Jay. Good morning, my guy. I've subbed. Thank you so much, Mamudu. Shout out to Mamudu. Ben White cannot be seen as world class because he's not playing with a big club. This is the time. He wants to join. This is the time he wants to join a big club. Yeah, maybe, but at times there are those young players that for me, players like Dolberg. Guardiola said. Martin Odegaard was world class at 16 years of age. He wasn't really playing for Madrid by that time. So really, it's debatable. Hey, Cossy, good morning. Good morning, Henry. And finally, is really deal of Ben White confirmed? Listen from Kenya. Yes, I've subscribed. This is according to Pius, right? And then says, I need an hour, update, please. We've talked about hour, and I said I will give you an update very, very soon. Why don't we call it a stream, guys? Why don't we call it a stream? We've been very, very busy this morning. Let's speak at midday. Love you as always. I remain yours truly, Cossy.